I'm Mitch Matthews. I run the Central Marketing Organization here at Microsoft. Welcome to everyone who's joining us here on campus, and for those of you that are listening in on the conference call, to hear our response to today's ruling on our appeal by the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. Joining me in just a moment is Bill Gates, our chairman and chief software architect at Microsoft, and Jeff Rakes, our group vice president of productivity and business applications. Steve Ballmer, our CEO, would have loved to have been here today, but he's actually on vacation this week with his family. He will be joining us by conference call, however, immediately afterwards. So after the remarks by both Jeff and Bill, we'll hold a teleconference with Bill Newcomb sitting here at the front, our general counsel, and Steve Ballmer. Those of you that are on the telephone now, you'll be automatically bridged into this conference call, so you don't need to redial. So with that, I would like to hand over to Bill Gates, who will take some remarks, and then we'll take your questions.
Well, thank you for coming today. We're still reviewing the details of the ruling from the Court of Appeals, but it's clear that it reverses and significantly narrows the district court's decision. The ruling lifts the cloud of breakup over the company, reverses the time claim, and says clearly that we did not attempt to monopolize the browser market. The central issue in this case was the fundamental principle that every company must have the ability to innovate and improve its products. We're very pleased that this ruling reverses the lower court ruling and sets a much higher standard for these issues than the lower court applied. It sets a high bar for any ruling against the inclusion of new features in software products. The legal process can be hard on anyone who goes through it, and the last 4 years have been challenging for all of us here at Microsoft, and for me personally. But despite the many twists and turns of the case, I've always had faith in our company, in our employees, and in the magic of the software we're creating. Throughout the last 25 years, we built our business on the vision of making the PC and its benefits available to everyone, everywhere. We've also created opportunities for lots of other companies. Literally thousands of hardware and software companies work with Microsoft using our tools and services to build their businesses. These past few years, we've done even more to partner and communicate with companies throughout the industry. We recognize that as a successful company, we have an important responsibility to the broader industry. We take that responsibility very seriously, and we will continue to work hard to provide great opportunity for our industry partners and consumers. During this case, it was very important to us to stay focused on our product work. In fact, I believe we've done some of our best work during this time period. We built Windows 2000, the most reliable PC operating system ever. We launched our .NET strategy, making possible a new world of web services. We recently released Office XP, the next generation of Office software, and we'll soon unveil Windows XP, Xbox, and Tablet PC, all products that bring the best of the digital world to home and work. Today's decision is consistent with our ability to go forward with these crucial and innovative products. Today's decision overturned much of the district court's ruling, but not all of it. And naturally, we'll be reviewing the ruling in the days ahead and determining what actions we need to take in response to these issues. Most of the licensing provisions cited by the court were discontinued years ago. However, we will be making a review of our licensing provision in light of today's decision. We will also continue to work hard to resolve the remaining issues without the need for continued litigation. I'm incredibly optimistic about the future. I believe that breakthrough software will continue to improve how we do business, communicate, and work with information. Software will enable computers to see, listen, and learn, taking PC technology to new levels of intelligence and ease of use. These advances are only possible because companies have the freedom to keep innovating. I want to close by thanking the thousands of people who have expressed support for Microsoft through their letters, calls, and emails. That support has meant a great deal to us here. I also want to thank the employees for their belief in the company and the amazing job they have done during difficult circumstances. Microsoft's employees stayed focused on finding the next breakthroughs and building great products, and that's what really counts. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm sure you'll understand, especially if you live in Seattle, the feeling of the sun breaking through the clouds. All of us here at Microsoft see this ruling as the sunshine we have been waiting for, an endorsement of the right to go forward with the innovations that consumers want, and the removal of the cloud of breakup. But most importantly, this ruling enables us to go forward with the major new initiatives we are undertaking to bring together the best of the PC, the internet, and exciting new technologies for customers. With the releases of Windows 2000, our family of enterprise server applications, our recent launch of Office XP, and going forward with new products like Windows XP, Xbox, the tablet PC, VisualStudio.net, and services from MSN, we see very exciting times ahead. Since Microsoft was founded, we have stayed true to our roots, listen to customers, focus on new product innovations, and increase customer value. And in that sense, the last 3 years have been no different. We've worked hard developing new products that underscore our commitment to that basic vision. We have done this in partnership with thousands of companies who share a vision of what high-performance, affordable computers can do. Now, these partnerships are even more important today. A soft economy, a jittery stock market, and a major shakeout in the internet sector have taken a toll on many technology companies. So more than ever, it's important for our industry to work together to ensure that we continue to build on the technological advances that have fueled productivity and economic growth over the last decade. Over the last several years, we have redoubled our efforts to provide constructive leadership in the industry. Having just been personally involved in the launch of Office XP, I know our team worked extensively with partners to ensure that we delivered the value and innovation that customers wanted. And our work on .NET and XML web services reflect our dedication to deep industry engagement. While vigorous competition will always be a healthy hallmark of our industry, we are committed to building relationships based on trust, respect, and understanding. 25 years ago, Microsoft helped launch the PC revolution. We've worked hard to create the products that make our economy more productive, that bring people together in new ways, and help our children learn. Today's ruling ensures that creativity will continue to be the driving force behind making computers an even more powerful tool. Bill, our executive team, and all of our employees are very optimistic about the future. With common industry standards like XML and an exciting breadth of new web-based services, we want to help customers move forward to a world where information not exists just in digital silos, but to a connected world where people and businesses can communicate and share information seamlessly across PCs, the internet, and other devices. It's a vast new opportunity for our industry and for consumers, and one in which we look forward to participating. On behalf of the executive team, I also want to express my deep gratitude to our employees who have stayed focused on our goals and aspirations during challenging times. And I want to thank their families, for whom I know the last few years have also been challenging. And finally, I want to express my appreciation for the support we have received from our shareholders, customers, and partners. It is truly a privilege for me to be a part of our industry and part of a great company like Microsoft. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Bill to join me, and we'll take some time for Q&A. Essex?
Yeah. Mr. Gates, Essex Porter from Cairo TV here in Seattle, and wondering if you might talk more about what this decision, need to sit. More about what this decision means to folks here on campus, how folks here on campus are feeling, and also what it means to a region that really depends on Microsoft's prosperity.
Well, today's ruling is certainly a positive for all of those constituencies. You know, we've been building Windows XP based on listening to our customers. That's a product that people are working literally around the clock to get it out this fall. And the principles enunciated in today's decision make us feel great about the work that we've done there, and that that's completely on track. So Microsoft as an entity is moving ahead. The kind of long-term research we've done, that you're starting to see a lot more of that come into our products. You know, that's the kind of approach we've always had, and we're continuing without any interruption based on what the court has ruled today.
More about what it means to the region, which really depends on, of course, Microsoft's progress and prosperity.
Well, we're doing our best to keep Microsoft successful, coming up with lots of new products. The economic cycle makes it tough on capital spending, PCs, things like that. But it's really the breakthrough ideas in software that will drive things to new heights. The idea of business being more efficient. Has software achieved its full promise in terms of richness and ease of use? Absolutely not. And that's why the optimism that Jeff and I have expressed here will allow Microsoft to continue to be a strong employer and a participant in the regional economy.
Hey, Bill, throughout the trial, you suggested that, or you banked on the fact that the appeals court earlier ruled that the tying claims by the government were inappropriate. This time around, though, the appeals court didn't reject the tying claims. It remanded them back to a lower court and set a new standard for determining how those tying claims are, whether or not those tying claims are legal or illegal. Are you at all, A, disappointed that the court didn't reject those outright and remanded them, and B, are you concerned about the new standard that the court set regarding tying?
The court did reverse the tying finding by the district court. That was reversed, and they enunciated the value of platform innovation in the things that we do. So we're pleased with the reversal. We're pleased with what the appeals court has laid out here.
But are you at all concerned, though, about the idea that you still don't have to go back and retry these and you know, live up to the standard of competition not being unreasonably restrained?
Well, I don't think it's easy to paraphrase what is a well thought through set of words that they use in this area. We feel very good about what the court has written here, the reversal of the tying claim by the district court and what they've enunciated. And so, you know, that which was at the core of the case, we feel very good about.
Bill, we all know that it's sunny today in Seattle, but the clouds move in quickly. And you said that you're going to raise, the ruling raises a high bar for incorporating Microsoft features into its products. Will you change any way how Microsoft Windows XP will be bundled and shipped before October 25th? Well,
I'm not sure you're paraphrasing the ruling properly there. What we're doing with our products, we're moving ahead with Windows XP as a product that has the features that consumers want, a product that is open to application developers anywhere who want to build on top of that. You know, we're working with anybody who wants to put things on top of Windows XP, and so there's nothing in today's ruling that changes our plans for our future products, including Windows XP.
Do you believe that the prospect of a court-ordered breakup of your company is out the window now, is gone? Or do you think it's still there?
We've always said that we felt that a breakup was not going to take place at the end of the legal process, and we'd reaffirm our belief that a breakup. We do not believe a breakup will take place. Today's ruling is very clear on reversing the district court in that area.
How much closer are you, do you think, to a negotiated settlement with the outlying issues in this case? And do you think you are more likely to be able to reach a settlement with the government as opposed to the 19 other states that are part of this suit?
Well, Microsoft has always wanted to settle this case and be focused on building its innovative products. That's what this company is all about. That's what we come into work to do every day. I think with this ruling, there's a new framework, and so I think it's a good time for all the parties involved to sit down and see what kind of resolution could be worked out. I won't rate the chances on that in advance, but I'd say the fact that this narrows the case quite a bit, and some of the key principles laid out in this decision make me think that it's absolutely worth making an effort there, and that's something that Microsoft has always wanted to see.
An easier time dealing with the Justice Department under this new administration?
As I said, I'm not going to make any prediction about what might come out of it. I do know that Microsoft has always wanted to pursue that direction. We did our best at every stage of the process, and now there's an opportunity to do that again.
Bill, you've talked consistently about the rapidly changing competitive landscape in this industry, and the justices or the judges showed an awareness of that in today's opinion. How much of a role do you think the Time Warner merger and AOL's subsequent comments about the value of the Windows desktop played in the judges' thinking?
Oh, I think it's hard to speculate on that. I think everyone recognizes that this is a very dynamic industry. The kind of price declines people have seen in hardware and software, the kind of new features, the kind of new horizons that are opening up here. Consumers wish that every sector of the economy was as dynamic and fast-moving as things related to the PC.
We have time for about 2 more questions. Just a minute. We'll get the microphone to you.
Okay. Seems like you're treating this as very positive news, and yet there's still a lot of work to do. I mean, is there any sense of concern now that you're going to still be facing several more years of either discussions about a settlement or going back into court?
Well, today's development we view positively. This is not the end of the case. As I said, the thing that one of the avenues we'll pursue is a discussion with the other parties to see what kind of additional litigation is necessary. If litigation moves forward, at least it's a very narrowed case and under a set of principles that we think are very appropriate, particularly relative to the issue of innovation.
Thank you.
Could you comment on the court's language calling the judges' actions the appearance of partiality?
Well, I think the appeals court judges are in the best position to comment on the district court judge and how he did or did not do his job. They spoke very clearly about that in here, and I think the opinion should speak for itself.
Thank you very much. At this time, I believe we'll move to the teleconference. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you'd like to read the U.S. Appeals Court ruling on Microsoft, it's
the district court's decision. The ruling lifts the cloud of breakup over the company, reverses the time claim, and says clearly that we did not attempt to monopolize the browser market. The central issue in this case was the fundamental principle that every company must have the ability to innovate and improve its products. We're very pleased that this ruling reverses the lower court ruling and sets a much higher standard for these issues than the lower court applied. It sets a high bar for any ruling
afterwards. So after the remarks by both Jeff and Bill, we'll hold a teleconference with Bill Newcomb sitting here at the front, our general counsel, and Steve Farmer. Those of you that are on the telephone now, you'll be automatically bridged into this conference call, so you don't need to redial. So with that, I would like to hand over to Bill Gates, who will take some remarks, and then we'll take your questions.
Well, thank you for coming today. We're still reviewing the details of the ruling from the Court of Appeals, but it's clear that it reverses and significantly narrows.
I'm Mitch Matthews. I run the Central Marketing Organization here at Microsoft. Welcome to everyone who's joining us here on campus, and for those of you that are listening in on the conference call, to hear our response to today's ruling on our appeal by the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. Joining me in just a moment is Bill Gates, our chairman and chief software architect at Microsoft, and Jeff Rakes, our group vice president of productivity and business applications. Steve Ballmer, our CEO, would have loved to have been here today, but he's actually on vacation this week with his family. He will be joining us by conference call, however, immediately.
We've also created opportunities for lots of other companies. Literally thousands of hardware and software companies work with Microsoft using our tools and services to build their businesses. These past few years, we've done even more to partner and communicate with companies throughout the industry. We recognize that as a successful company, we have an important responsibility to the broader industry. We take that responsibility very seriously. And we will continue to work hard to provide great options against the inclusion of new features in software products. The legal process can be hard on anyone who goes through it. And the last 4 years have been challenging for all of us here at Microsoft, and for me personally. But despite the many twists and turns of the case, I've always had faith in our company, in our employees, and in the magic of the software we're creating. Throughout the last 25 years, we built our business on the vision of making the PC and its benefits available to everyone, everywhere.